Hello viewers, Sriram here from Sri Learning. This is a Sunday morning from India. So we're going to talk on an interesting success story. Before I go there, I wish all the people who are preparing well for the examination follow some of the tips what these people talking here. It's not only listening to them, you have to adapt some of them. That's going to give you success. So good wishes for all the viewers who are looking for examination. And you can subscribe, you can give comments what you like in this video. Now, let's give congratulations to Manveer Singh, who cleared PMP on April 23rd. Yes, April 23rd, he cleared successfully. Is that right, Manveer?
It's April 13th.
Ah, maybe 23rd to come, right? I went a little advanced.
Anyways, thank you, Shriram.
Okay,
It's all
great.
your efforts and training session that help a lot to complete this journey successfully.
That's great. Good to know. So while you're talking, let me bring up your certificate so that I see your LinkedIn is pretty busy now. Huh? People
Yeah,
are.
recently this is the first post this year.
Okay. That's nice, right? So is this your lucky number, PMI number 299?
Yeah, same number.
Okay, that's the 13th of April. He successfully cleared PMP. Now, let's understand a little more. So, Manveer, are you working into predictive and also agile environment? Is it a model?
No, I'm working purely in a predictive model.
Oh.
So I'm working in one of the engineering design companies. So most of the EPC they follow this predictive approach, not the agile approach.
Got you. Got you. I got you. So, how do you manage to learn agile before even I talk about exams? Since you have not heard too much about agile, right? When you came for the classes.
Right. So
Okay.
I started my this preparation in December, so that at the time exam was changing. So I attended one boot camp, recorded boot camp, so 30 hours of training. So that was purely on the predictive at that time. So after
Mhm.
completing that training, so I read this agile practice guide.
Mm.
So it
Mm.
took me around 10 days to read that agile practice guide. Then your training session started. If I'm not wrong, it's 22nd of January. We started that first batch.
Right.
So
Right.
along with that, it's the training that helps to comfortable with this agile model.
Right. You know what? I like very interesting thing. You said it took 10 days to read Agile Practice Guide. Huh?
Yeah.
There are people from Agile background reading that book for 20 days.
So for the first approach, actually, you didn't get everything in the first go. So I was just trying to skim through the book
Right,
and
right.
then giving a second shot to absorb all these
Makes sense. Makes sense.
approaches.
Perfect, perfect. So straight away, we will jump to the exam, April 13th.
Yeah.
As an overall view, what is your thought about this exam?
So overall, considering the time spent on the preparations and going through all these examination questions, so on the exam day it was pretty comfortable. There was no surprises in the exam. It was kind of a cakewalk going through the exam.
Wow.
I had some non-technical issues in the exam, but that was not related to the exam questions. Exam questions, they were very aligned with the study material and the prepcast. I won't take a name because I went through all the questions, especially the mock one and few learning and time quizzes. So it was pretty aligned with the prepcast.
Okay.
So
Can I use the word easy for
yes,
you?
yes. So I was thinking that how I you come with this question and how how I'm going to reply to this one. So for me, I attended 4 mock exams on the prepcast simulator. So if I categorize those exams on a low, medium, and high approach,
Mm.
so there were few exams that was hard. I like the mock exam too because there's some interesting questions. I give it at the last. Still, I like the questions which they have put it in that exam. And
Mm.
considering the actual exam, I will definitely put it at a medium level.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. That's a good news actually, because recent days we're hearing exam is a little tougher. So when
Yeah.
somebody come and tell, hey, it's doable, it's aligned with content. That's what you keep repeating. It's aligned. If you read as per the content, what PMI says, it's going to be easy exam.
So I want to put it at a low level because there were some interesting questions which I like, especially match the following questions. So they were very interesting and challenging to solve. Apart from that, the graphical question, that was also very interesting. But considering the overall most of the exam was situational based, and I don't find any difficulty in solving those questions. So I was considering a step-by-step approach, and they are quite aligned with. I was getting the answers within 1 minute. So I don't think so I've spent more than a minute on these questions.
Nice. That's nice. Also, when we were hearing that questions are mix of things like predictive and adaptive. They give a lot of hybrid model. So did you face that kind of thing? And was it tougher or something you had to think twice?
So I had a good grip on the hybrid questions, because when I was going through the prepcast, so especially on the hybrid questions, I was noting all the notes down. So when in the hybrid model, how the stakeholder they react, how in the hybrid model the procurement is done in the hybrid models, and how those communication models changes approaches in the hybrid models, means somewhat it's aligned to agile. So how the scrum master responsibilities changes when he's working, or a project manager responsibilities changes when he's working in a hybrid model. So I guess when I was attending those 4 mocks, I completely segregated and note down all the hybrid in hybrid model, how the things are, how they're aligning, how they're changing. So that helped me, and don't find any difficulty solving those hybrid questions. So if we go practical wise, in today's world, it's going to be a hybrid model. This is nothing purely predictive or purely agile.
Makes
So
sense.
as far as the questions are concerned, it's natural for them to put the hybrid questions, because that is in reality, in the real world, we're going to be in a hybrid model.
Perfect. Makes sense. Good. So now another big challenge everybody is facing is time management. The first 60 questions, people feel that, oh my God, it's eating all my time. But since you say the exam is aligned, I'm able to go faster. Well, what is your time for the first 60 questions?
So my approach for the entire section was, I spent 80 minutes on the first section, 80 on the second, and left around 70 minutes on the third section. And in the worst case scenario, I had planned to spend 90 minutes on the first section and then divide equally between section 2 and 3. But fortunately, I was able to complete the first section in the 80 minutes. I told you, I already when I started the exam, I lost 5 minutes, because when I click on that window, there's a survey is there, so you want to have a quick training on the interface. But I think it's my mistake at my end. I don't remember, but I start the exam, but I was not aware the exam has started. So I was just playing on the first question, how to use the strike through option and highlighters one. And after a good 5 minutes, when I click next, it go to the second question. So then I saw the timer on the right hand side. So exam has started off.
Oh man! So this is a Proctor exam.
It's a center-based
exam. Yeah. So it's a center-based exam. So when you go to center-based exam, what kind of ID proofs are being validated?
So I went to the exam center. It was just a 10-minute ride from my home. So I asked them before going to the actual exam day, went there and asked them what's the requirement. So they said only a passport and carry your mask. These are the only 2 requirements. So it was pretty comfortable on the exam day. There was no attendees were there. So exam takers. No. The exam takers were very less. 2 or 3% were there. Just a signature, and they took your photographs, and straight away they asked you to go to the exam. My time was also actually 8 o'clock, but I went in at 7:45.
That's okay. Then good. So when you get the break of 10 minutes, did you utilize it?
Yeah, definitely. I was had planned because the day before the exam, I don't have a good sleep. I don't know why, but due to this exam anxiety. So in the morning, with the exam center, there was a mall was there at DMart. So I went there. I bought a Red Bull.
Man.
Actually, I had tried this one. I had given this a few GMAT, exams 2 times. So this kind of approach they follow there. That was a quite tough exam. So then I remember, then I get a Red Bull and a Snickers with me is with me. So that I both took in the entire first break.
So you went with the Red Bull and took the
Yeah,
exam.
it helped. It helped during the section 2.
I agree. I agree. Okay,
So,
that's
but I want to add for the second break. When the second break, I raised my hand to go for the second break, and this the instructor or the attendee was there. He comes and he put his password and all that, and he asked me to go to the break. So I went on. During this break, I had an apple. I carry some fruits with me, so I had an apple. And after 10 minutes, when I back log in, so the timer was still on. He forgot to enter the exam in a break mode.
Gee,
So
man.
then for 30 seconds, I I just consume what has happened, and I didn't complain because at the time I
Time
know
is
nothing is going to happen. The exam is already on, so I just carry on because I had a good 62 minutes left when I started the section third.
okay.
So, but
Okay.
60 minutes were pretty tough. You have to, you can't spend more time on the questions. So you
Right.
have to stick to the timelines.
Right. Right. That's quite interesting. So there was few time loss in the beginning, and also in
I
the.
lost 15 minutes overall. So I got 215 minutes only for the exam. Last
Okay.
section was, I was going very quickly through the questions, skimming and answering those questions.
I generally was advising people like first 60 questions, 90 minutes is a decent time because of first 60 is a little heavy for us. Second 60 is 70, third 60 is 70. So that average is good, but sometimes plus or minus can be there. So
Yeah.
that's how it is. Very good. Great. So did you got a feel in the middle of the exam? I'm going to clear this exam. I'm strong.
No, Shriram, because when I started the question, I started late, and the the content or the exam questions were not seem that tough because it was looking easy. So I was had a mind that I'm not doing good, so that's why they are giving me some easy questions to go on. So that kind of feeling was there throughout the exam. So till end I was not feeling that this is going, I can see the congratulations screen. So I was just going through, I was not like thinking what had happened, and just smoothly I was going on. But
Nice.
I was not this kind of little feeling was there that exam questions was not up to that level, because in the prepcast the exam questions were good, but more than the exam question, the explanations were quite they're good. So
Right.
that's the feeling was there.
Right. Got you. Got you. That's quite interesting. So I can sense that your way of preparation would have made you stronger. Where exam you don't feel very tough, you are able to answer it. So when you got a way of preparation with the nature of job and being with family, how many hours you have to spend on average?
So I was actually it's fluctuating, but I can say that I was spending around 3 to 4 hours daily on weekdays, and around good 6 hours on the weekends.
I
And
understand.
this working from home give it's kind of an opportunity.
That's
Sometimes you just have to sit in front of the laptop, and you can study.
oh, we are reducing our travel time, right? Most of the hours which we on the road,
Yeah,
specifically country like India, this work from home for the people who have that opportunity are saving a lot of time.
yeah, correct.
That's
So
great.
one
That's
of the so recently what project I was working, so that was not very time taking. So it
ah,
gave me some time to prepare for extra time for to prepare for the exam. So
right, right. Got you. So which city you are, Manvir?
I'm in Jalandhar. It's in Punjab, Shriram.
So what's special in Jalandhar?
Jalandhar is it's famous for its sports market.
Ah,
So we export sports products, everything throughout the world.
wow. So you get high quality sports items there.
Yes, yes, it's a good small and medium scale industries are there. So they manufacture everything in the
Nice.
related to these sports.
Nice. So what is your favorite sport which you play?
So it's long time I haven't played anything apart
Okay.
from going. No, with I was preparing, but I was going to the gym along in the evenings. 1 hour for the gym.
Nice, nice. But with the COVID, I think all locked down.
Not here, not in a state.
Wow, it's open.
Yes, open.
That's good, man. That's good, man. For us in Bangalore, all are stuck
Yeah.
here. Tough life. Okay, sounds good. So, how much your family supported for this great achievement for last 4 5 months?
No, they know I was preparing for the exam, so they were not giving me any extra household work during the daytime at least.
Okay, no work allocation happened.
Yeah, no work allocation happens. And in the morning also you have a good amount of time because the office start at 9 o'clock and we are not traveling, so you can easily take out 2 hours if you want to.
Seriously, I feel this is blessed for a country like India.
Yeah,
You don't want to be in the road by from morning 7 to 9,
yeah,
where you can use that
exactly.
time for exercise, reading, doing some home activities. Well and good, well and good. Superman, mate. I'm so happy to hear that a person started telling that the exam is easy. Okay, I'm a little hard to pronounce that word.
Yeah.
More than easy, I will tell that it's well aligned. If you read it properly, if you can practice questions properly, yeah, it goes well. Do you have a habit of analyzing the question carefully when you prepare for the exam?
When I was going through the prep questions during the first mock exam when I gave, I got 63%. So I took a whole week to analyze that exam. I
Uh-huh.
go through all the wrong answers and all the correct answers.
Hmm.
So I was, making notes and the new terminologies and taking help from YouTube and Google also where I was stuck. So there's a good amount of this content online also. So the second mock I gave, then it took me around 3.5 days to analyze, and last two mocks I only spent 2 days, as you told.
Wow.
So it was
Three days for analyzing. I think it's really worth. I keep telling that one full exam will take another 2 days. Totally keep 3 days for one exam. So that
yeah,
you take exam, analyze for a few days.
yeah,
Slow but steady. If you analyze, the content goes very deep inside.
yeah,
Very,
exactly.
very, very good job. Great.
But exam questions, they were not very lengthy as a few of the exam takers have already told. They were very lengthy questions, but I only saw, the 2 to 3 line question is there. I find difficult in those questions where the options are, bit lengthy because you have to go through all the options. So when those that question pop up on the screen, it's, I had a feeling that you have to spend, 1 to 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
that kind of pressure was there, so you have to go through all the options. But I was following some techniques to how to answer those questions. So that was helping me to go through the questions. So as you told me, as you told the elimination technique, that was the first one, and skimming the questions, second, and third one that really helped is to uh, the what PA project manager has to do in a scenario based question. So first he has to review, evaluate, then he has to take an actions. So
Perfect.
when I stuck at a question, I had to take a guess. I only select those out of those options. Just he has not to take any action first. What is best at its end, he has to review it, evaluate it, assess it. So that is the first approach. So I choose this question answers in many of the questions. So
Hmm.
this one option was very common. Escalate to the sponsors. I
Hmm.
saw in many of the options throughout the exam. So this option was, one of the option was there, escalate to the sponsors or escalate to the higher management. So
Hmm.
I guess you can easily eliminate up to two options. Two options were very vague without going even to the exam. The question. You can easily eliminate the option.
Perfect. Perfect. By the way, I want to ask you, did you read about project manager roles, which is there in chapter 123 in PMBOK? There are a few bullet points given, the role of the project manager.
Yeah, I went through those.
Read that, right?
After your suggestion, I was only following Rita, but especially these 3 chapters I read in PMBOK.
Right, because I found many of us missing that point. What is the role of the manager? When you understand the role of the manager, more questions understanding can be better. You know what this guy can actually do. Fantastic. That's great. Superb. Superb. Superb.
So apart from this, I got one question as a hotspot and one fill in the blanks. So that was very easy.
So you are the first guy to get a hotspot from our system. That's nice. So what do you mean by hotspot? You have to click somewhere?
Yeah, so there was a graph in front of us. So there was a one, cross line across the graph. That was the actual one, and there was another. That was a planned one, straight line, and there was the actual zigzag line. So they asked us to. I don't remember the question, but there was something like where is the maximum deviation? So they divide.
Even if you remember, you cannot tell that.
Yeah. So that question was divided into 3. Those highlighted graphs, so you just have to find the deviation. So where is the maximum difference is there? So that was easy. More the area, more the deviation, so it was easy. And the fill up blank was very easy. You just have to, apart from click on the option, you just have to put a option, it's A, B or C in the blank.
You have to type in the keyboard.
Yeah, you have to, we have to type the keyboard.
Cool. Like I like the PMI started giving a lot of entertainment questions. Huh?
Yes. So one question I got for the MBBIT also, the Mayor Burger's personality test.
Oh.
That was interesting. I take a guess on that question, I remember.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Super, Banver. I think your interview sounds so positive. Hey, it's doable, man. Not hard. Okay, it's easy.
Yes, because the people who are giving the test recently and sharing on your YouTube channel, they have created a hype that it's a very tough exam. Yeah, but when I go through the exam, so it was not even up to the Prepcast level. It was below the Prepcast level.
God, man, you said PMI. Come on, next.
Yes. Because I was expecting to be a exam question to be little tough and challenging. But even it was only 2 to 3 liners, and the options were not even very close. You can easily eliminate 2 options. You're left with 2 options.
Okay. So it's not level of Manveer Singh, man. He's a gym guy, man. Come on, guys. Set the proper question paper. Okay, nice.
I'm sharing, fair feedback, what I feel during the exam.
The thing is, question paper keeps shuffling. Okay, so we don't know what things comes up, and you are the first person to tell you had a hot spot in the question paper. So look like some pattern is keep shuffling. Of course, you prepared really well. Sometimes some question paper questions don't become lengthy; it becomes a normal size also. But still there are question papers which has very lengthy questions possibly there. But if now everybody will want, I want a Manveer question paper. Give me that Manveer question paper.
Those scenario-based questions also, if there are 3 to 4 statements are there, so the one or some words are just vague, you can easily skim those questions. So at least I remember that all the questions starts with this, you are in this development approach. So from the first statement only, you can judge that you are in a predictive, agile, or a hybrid. That I can say that before I was just, you get a feel of what the next question is going to be. So I just skimmed the first statement. I've even stopped reading after section 2. I was just skimming the first statement that okay, I'm in a hybrid approach. You can easily judge. So you can't get wrong at that you are in a hybrid model or you're in a predictive model. That at least you can judge from the statement.
You crack the PMI logic, man. Huh? I think somebody watching the video from PMI, God's sake, no more Manveer question paper.
But yeah, someone on your YouTube channel has told us there is 20 calculations. So
yeah.
I guess I haven't seen any even a numerical value on a question apart from this SP and CPA value. So I don't think so. This much variation should be will be there. Someone getting at 2 weeks before the exam, he's getting 20 calculations, and someone giving now he's none of this related to this formula.
But they keep shuffling. But again, 20 is pretty high. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I reconfirmed him. Are you sure 20? He said, yeah, 20. No, man, pretty high. They may PMI targeted you.
Yeah, maybe he's counting even the SP and CPI values.
Out of fear, even the question number looked like calculation.
Exactly.
But still, a question paper keeps shuffling, right? We cannot tell anything. But anyway, good efforts. So now, thanks a lot, Manvir, for coming up here on this Sunday and giving this wonderful interview about your April 13 exam. Yeah. Now, if you want to give some final tips, do's and don'ts, what pops up in your mind?
So basically the exam preparation is split into two. First is you have to go through a training session or a reading. Training sessions, obviously everyone is aligned on the reading part. Just stick to one book. You have to you have to read it cover to cover. Either it's a PMBOK is or Rita is there.
Right.
So you have to stick to one book. There are multiple books, but considering the short period of time in which you have to prepare the exam, so you have to stick to one book. So and if you have any clarifications, you can you can reread that particular sections again. That's what I did. I highlighted and make some notes. And one of the things that helped me, I prepared a one A4 size notes on a single knowledge area. For example, its schedule is there, so I just make a notes of one A4 size paper only. So at the last day before the exam, that the notes were helpful. Just write all the headings, all the tools and techniques used in those knowledge areas. So okay. So that is that completes the reading part, and the next section that is very important is to going through the simulation exams. So I used Prepcast. There may be some other simulations also, and you have to equally spend time on the exam questions also. So at least 30 days, 30 to 45 days you should spend on this Prepcast. And if you are not comfortable because you have a view of going with the Rita questions, if you're not confident on the questions, you can start with the small quizzes, a 10 question or 30 question or 60 questions. And if you don't even if you don't feel comfortable going with the full mocks, so considering only a 60 question section one, prepare section one and section wise. So give it 60. If you feel comfortable, go to the 120 and then 180.
Perfect.
Do take the breaks.
Great. I think that's interesting tips to crack. Great. Super. Thanks, Amit. Fantastic. Now you have to celebrate it. You belong to the top 2% group who put a lot of effort. When I say the success is all about the process you become. In this 4 months, I'm sure you avoided distractions. Sure, you have a routine in your life. And after the exam completed, next day morning when you wake up, you don't know what to do.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was, Googling these days. What after a PhD?
So you will have a lot of time now, man. Suddenly 4 hours free for me every day. What to do?
Yeah, correct.
Now put it back to any reading habits and implementing in your corporate where you work. Start drafting what all your corporate things happening. How can I put this knowledge into that so that the company gains, even I gain? That's the way the growth happens. I always feel that what you learn, you have to implement. If you don't do that, there is no point in learning. Right? That's very important.
Certainly.
Super. All the best and good wishes for your growth in a corporate. And thanks a lot for coming up here.
Thanks, Sriram. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks all viewers for watching this success story. Manvir came up in the month of April and said, hey, exam is doable. This same kind of information I heard in the first week of January. And again, in between, there was some toughness. People are talking. Now, one person saying it's easy to crack, but prepare like this. That doesn't mean you'll just walk in. You have to read, you have to prepare and crack it. That's what he's given here. So leave your comments here and wishes to Manvir, and also you can say what you like in his preparation model. What do you like in this way of approaching the exam? What do you feel good? Okay, give the comments there. We'll talk about it. Good. Thanks for watching, and thanks Manvi for coming up here. We'll catch up in another success story.